Hi guys, my name is James and welcome to a J review video. And today I'm going to do a review of the Netflix movie Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder. So let's get to it and start reviewing. Now, first things first, I'm going to mention a lot of spoilers from the movie, so don't watch any further if you haven't watched it yet. The movie is now available for streaming on Netflix if you have Netflix, and please don't support piracy. You only have one place to watch that movie and it's only on Netflix. Army of the Dead comes from the dangerous mind of Zack Snyder. He's also the screenwriter and the director of photography of this movie. His past credits include the most recent Superman films from DC, as well as his earlier work, Dawn of the Dead, among others. And do I have to say that he also directed 300? Yeah, he did directed 300. The cast includes former wrestler turned actor Dave Bautista, Tig Notaro, and Raul Castillo, and Huma Qureshi, among many others. The premise of Army of the Dead is quite straightforward. Following a zombie outbreak that has infested the city of Las Vegas, which has been closed off from the rest of the world, a big-time tycoon, played by Hiroyuki Danada, hired a group of mercenaries led by Dave Bautista to infiltrate one of the city's casinos, from which there lies behind a big safe a boatload of cash worth more than $200 million. But once the group has infiltrated the city, they discover that there is more to it than it seems. First of all, I have to say that I really like the movie. I like everything about it, from the story to the characters to the visual effects and all the thought that was put into every single detail making up this film overall. I like the direction that Zack was able to. I like the spin of the zombie genre, the zombie tropes that Zack Snyder was part and parcel of in its development earlier on in the past 20 years, and he has once again been able to put a fresh spin on a very tired formula, a very tired genre, a very overexposed movie genre as a whole. For one thing, I do like how they tried to put an effort in creating visual effects that are both digital and practical. I think the combination is quite marvelous as you watch the film. There may be some certain aspects of the visual effects that did really look real to me, but overall I think they were able to do a really great job in making everything look so real, look very grotesque, including all the way to the prosthetics of all the zombie extras, and as well as every actor who became a zombie in that movie. Spoiler alert. Now I do like myself a very good story in every film that I watch, and this is no exception. I like that they actually spent a lot of the time trying to develop these characters. There's a lot of quote-unquote fleshed out moments here that we were able to witness among certain characters in their interactions with each other. For a lot of films that involves as an ensemble cast, and from which they all have to fit into certain categories or certain stereotypes or cliches, as you could see especially in the case of science fiction movies. What makes this film, at least for me, different is that they try to make them more human. They have to give, where we see them provide layers and layers beneath their exteriors. Especially in the first 20 minutes of the film, where we were presented with a montage of some of the major characters, where we were able to see how they ended up the way they are now at the start of the movie. And yeah, it's not something you would often see in other zombie flicks. There are certain moments in the movie where I thought it's a little bit overkill. most especially in this certain part of Army of the Dead, where a character has been continually being is in the process of being killed by a zombie tiger. The zombie tiger seems to relish on the moment, so it really tried to prolong the despair and agony of this character. Not to say that I like that character per se, because he is quite an ass. It's a little too much. It takes a little too much time. If you ask me, I would prefer that he is already dead and gone by within just 30 seconds, not an entire sequence lasting 1 or 2 minutes. And one of the things that I really do like is that every major character here has their moment. Even the more peripheral ones, especially in the case of Huma Qureshi, from which we were only able to see pockets of her sprinkled across the film. We didn't see her much, but we get her motivation. We get the need for her to do what she has to do, and her storyline complements the storyline of the major of one or two major characters in the film. In fact, I don't think there is one single character except for one that I highly disliked, especially that we were given enough time to meet these characters, to get to know these characters, just before one by one they all died in one way or another. That is one of the things that I want to see in a lot of zombie movies or any other slasher movies in the past, because we don't get a lot of time seeing these characters grow or really get to or there's not a lot of investment from the audience to even care about these characters because within the first 20 or 30 minutes of a movie, we already lost about 2 or 3 characters. We barely got to know them by that point. So it's one of those things that it was very fortunate that Army of the Dead was able to avoid. Overall, Army of the Dead is an enjoyable viewing experience. I would have also preferred watching at the comfort of a cinema, but because of the circumstances we are in, it is impossible. But I was pretty much fine watching it at the comfort of my home, watching from my TV in the middle of the night. Fortunately, I got my lights on when I was watching it, but still, it really was a very thrilling and gripping experience watching the movie. It's not perfect, but it's really high up there in one of the best zombie movies that I've seen in a very long time. One of the best slasher movies, if we could even call it a slasher movie, because of the nature of how the characters are being taken down one by one. So, what do you guys think of Army of the Dead? Let me know down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews and more here in the channel. My name is James. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!